Let's just start out. What service did you join into?
I'm in the Navy, as you can tell by my uniform here. I've been in the Navy for almost 7.5 years now. I actually joined when I was 17. It was the summer before my senior year started, and that's when I enlisted. So yeah, I just turned 17. It was probably 7 days after my 17th birthday. So right after I was eligible to join, I pretty much did.
So you knew way before then that you actually wanted to join?
Ironically enough, I didn't. I took the ASVAB in high school, not really with any desire to join the military. It was just something that I decided to take, because I had taken all my other tests, ACTs, SATs, and I decided to take that one with no real intention on joining the military, and I hadn't really thought anything else about it afterwards. And then after my junior year came, I got a phone call one day from, Navy recruiter. I actually met with the Marine recruiter first. I got a phone call and I met, and I really just, at that point I was, just met with them just to kind of figure out what the military, I guess, was really all about. I wasn't fascinated or anything by it. It was just kind of something that, I thought was, okay, well, that's something I can always do. And then I was going through a really tough time in my life at that point. And the Navy recruiter called me probably a few weeks after that, and that's when, I really realized that I needed to do something. And so when I met down with him, I sat down and we talked about, all the different things in the Navy and kind of giving me direction and a path to go on. It just really stood out to me, so that was, why I ended up going to the Navy. My job by rate is a nuclear electrician. So I work on the nuclear power plants, on all the electrical power generating equipment, propulsion plant, the entire nuclear propulsion plants. All of our submarines and aircraft carriers are nuclear powered. And I was on the submarine community. That's what this pin right here is for qualifying for submarine service. So I served on a submarine, like I said, as an electrician. So the nuclear program has multiple different jobs. They have the mechanics, electricians, and electronics technicians. The mechanics deal with all of like the piping, the pumps, the mechanical systems, the oil systems, the air conditioning, things like that. Where the electricians deal with all the electrical equipment, the switchboards, circuit breakers, motors, generators, controllers, things of that nature.
Gotcha.
And then the electronics technicians deal with all the reactor protection and safety equipment, all the computer systems associated with that. Yeah, I've met a lot of really good people in the Navy, especially from my time, down when I was going through all my schooling for the nuclear program. I went through almost 2 years of schooling for it down in Charleston, and that was like my first introduction to the Navy. I met a lot of really good people there. Some of my best friends today, I met then. One of them was the best man at my wedding. So a lot of the friends and stuff I've made in the Navy, are going to be lifelong friends of mine. And that just, has to do with kind of the camaraderie and the relationship that you build with the people that you serve with, because I have people that I know all across the country now. So if I give them a call, if I happen to be in their town, I know that I would, have a place to stay, or, if they came into, Ohio area, they could stay in my place. Like a lot of my good friends, came from the military. A lot of them are still in. Some of them have gotten out and moved on to other things, but, I still keep in contact with a lot of them. So one of the coolest ones is, it's called Rim of the Pacific, and they do it every year in Pearl Harbor, and that's where they have ships from basically the Rim of the Pacific. They have U.S. ships, Canadian ships, Japanese ships, Korean, Australian, basically everywhere aligned in the Pacific. They have ships from those areas come to Pearl Harbor, and it's really like a big thing where we do all sorts of like training exercises and stuff when we go out, and then when we pull back in, there's big ceremonies and things like that. So that was one of the coolest ones out there.
I've actually seen that. That was in what was it? The movie Battleship. Actually, they were showing like the rim competition.
Oh yeah.
It was actually. I mean, obviously that's not how it ended. They had aliens and stuff attack.
It's definitely changed me a lot. When I was in high school, I really didn't have a path. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I didn't apply myself. I was very, very smart kid, but I didn't use it for anything constructive. And I think that the military's really given me a bright future. I'm almost done with my bachelor's degree in nuclear engineering now. Um, I have everything I could want. I'm married. I have, 2 awesome kids. I got my own house. Everything that I have now, I can contribute, the Navy giving me that. It's helped me get on my feet and give me, really good training, made me learn a skill, get my college done, and it's given me everything I need, so that when I do get out, I'll be ready to just continue living my life, in the most successful way I can.